What's up, guys? This is the GOAT, and I have a special guest here with me, George Bashara. So George is a YouTube superstar and a shameless self-promoter. He even got me to wear his shirt, Wine by the Bay TV. So he's got multiple channels. I'll ask him to give a brief introduction to both of them, and then we'll start tasting some wines together.
Well, the first one, first of all, thanks for having me. I can't believe I was invited somewhere. Usually they lock the doors and shut the lights off. So thanks for inviting me on. So yeah, you're right. I do have multiple channels. I have Wine by the Bay TV, which is the shirt I forced you into wearing. You know, 20 bucks goes a long way these days.
Shameless.
And then I also have a coffee channel called Brews and News Coffee Reviews. We do cafe reviews. We do how-tos on how to make espresso, how to make drip coffees, how to do French press, that kind of thing. So we do a lot of that as well. It's a fun time, you know, and not everybody can drink wine, not everybody wants to drink wine, but a lot of people like to drink coffee. So, you know, check us out. I'm sure Igor will leave a link in the description box so you can follow us to the channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I've been on YouTube for a couple of years. I got started because I had an insurance business and I wanted to promote, and that went the way of the dodo bird. But the wine and the coffee stuck around, so here I am.
Hey, thank you, George. And yes, the links will be in the description. And I think the cool thing about that is that the wine places, the restaurants, the coffee shop, they're all local. So stuff you guys could visit here. So that's cool stuff about it.
And in New York and in Florida too.
Okay.
So wherever I go on vacation, I try to do a little bit of that. But yeah, most of it's local for sure.
All right, so George's gonna help me taste some wine. So we're doing a little comparative tasting. South Africa versus France. So the two things I think South Africa does best is Chenin Blanc and Syrah. So we're going to taste the South Africa Chenin Blanc versus Chenin Blanc from Loire Valley, and we're going to do Syrah from South Africa versus Northern Rhone Syrah, and then a Syrah blend from the Languedoc region in southeast France. All right, so let's get started with the South African Chenin Blanc. All right. And I'll put a description of all these wines that we tasted in the description below. But the first one is from Vincent Karam, and this is the South African Chenin Blanc from 2020 vintage.
Are these all on your website too?
Yes.
Okay.
They're on the website, and I'll leave the links in the description of the video. And you know, give your feedback.
The nose is a little closed, but now that it's not over a little bit, I like it.
Slight honey notes, which is, you know, a big character of Chenin Blanc.
Slight, and a little bit of like maybe a little nut, just
Yes,
a little bit.
yes.
Macadamia nut, maybe something light.
Green apple is also pronounced characteristics of the Chenin Blanc grape.
To me, very complex wine.
Yes.
You definitely get the honey, but the green apples there too, to kind of moderate the sweetness with a little bit of tartness. Yeah, I like it. It's a great wine.
So Chenin Blanc is one of those great grapes. It's versatile. Well, it might even be more versatile than Riesling. You can make it dry, medium dry, super sweet, or you can even make great sparkling wines out of that. There's not really that many great sparkling Rieslings. Great acidity. And it's got a little more heft than Riesling. It's a medium-bodied wine versus Riesling is light, and I think you can kind of tell that there's a little bit, you know, creaminess, a little bit body to this wine.
Yeah, I'm tasting it though, even now, and the acidity is kind of lingering on my palate. I like it. This is a very good wine.
Yeah, and it's great. You mentioned for $15, I think it's fantastic.
Oh, $15, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All day long.
All right, let's go Mont-Louis, which is a village in Loire Valley.
Don't curse at me, by the way.
And then, whenever you see Mont-Louis, you know, if you're looking at labels, not that many people look at labels, especially, you know, I think the casual drinkers, but all white wines from that village are Chenin Blancs. So this is a little unusual, and I think you'll see a big difference. This is demi-sec, which is off-dry, and it's from 2009 vintage. So we're talking about a 14-year-old Chenin Blanc.
Dark gold color for sure, which is very different from the first wine.
Yes.
I mean, it had some yellow, but this is like a dark gold, like a very deep gold.
What about the nose?
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is dessert wine nose for sure.
With a little kind of maltiness characteristic to it, like almost
Yeah,
there's
vanilla
something
malt for
fortified.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. Wow. That's a very huge notes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The acidity is still there. On the palate, I think more savory notes. Kind of the fruitiness already kind of went out of this wine, but the acidity is still there.
Yeah, there's a, but I mean, it's not overly. It's not like a super honey on like the nose. The palate is a shadow of the nose for sweetness. You get more absolute acidity from here. You get more of that Riesling characteristic from here than you, or Chenin Blanc rather, characteristic from here than you would. And it says demi-sec, so obviously that's why. Yeah, this is really good. This is a good wine.
But it's, I think what you kind of alluded to, this is on a drier end demi-sec, so it's kind of almost deceptive.
Yeah, yeah. The nose says it's going to be very sweet, but the palate says otherwise. You go with cheese.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, and for 14-year-old wine, I mean, this is the magic of Chenin Blanc grape. You know, some of the sweet Chenin Blanc grapes, they have a reputation of you're able to be aging them for a century. So, a great, you know, great length on the wine.
Yeah, this is nice wine. 12% ABV, so it's still got a little bit of punch if you want to drink this.
Yes.
You know, yeah, this would be a good dessert wine too, with a little.
Yeah, well, like you said, I think cheese.
Cheese for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Nice.
So, some, you know, dried fruits maybe.
Do you want to move this over here?
Yeah. Let's do that. All right, let's go to the Syrah blend. So Syrah dominates this wine. It's from the La Clappe commune within Languedoc, which is in southeast France. All right, so.
Yeah, I got water in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me do the same thing. It's a good idea, yeah. Chateau des Angels, that's the producer. So there's a little bit of Grenache and a little bit of Mourvèdre. So it's like a GSM with Syrah dominating the blend.
Funky. Funky.
Yes. Yeah. So a lot of the funk might be coming from the, funny enough, Mourvèdre. It actually has a reputation for being, I heard one quote about Mourvèdre. It has the stinky pleasure of Mourvèdre, because it's got such a, you know, funk, as you mentioned.
You know what it smells like to me? It smells like uncooked bacon.
Okay.
Cured, but uncooked, like it hasn't been in a pan yet. Ask me why I know that, I won't tell you, because I'm kind of a crazy ass, but whatever.
I get also this thing, barnyard character that a lot of people talk about, definitely on this wine. A lot of the wines from southeast France, they get that. So some people like it, some people don't like it, but it's definitely on this wine.
Thought provoking. No, really.
Yeah.
I mean, in a good way. Thought provoking.
Yes.
That's a good wine.
The Vinous wine, you know, Languedoc, that's where all the great values are, if you know where to look. That's the biggest bulk producing wine region in the world. I think they produce like 5% of all the wine. Great values if you know who to look for.
How much is that, by the way?
$20.
$20. Oh, good. Wow.
Yeah, we're talking about a majority of these would be in that, like, you know, Tuesday night wine realm. So very nice. All right, 100% Syrah from South Africa. This is from Stark Conde, great producer, and I think.
Yeah, we actually tasted a Stark Conde from
Chenin Blanc.
Yeah, on one of my channels. You can, in fact, when you go in there, look for it, and
Yes.
you'll see you'll see Igor quite a lot on my channel, especially the last 20 or so episodes.
I think I want to say that was the Thanksgiving special episode. Of
It might have been, yeah. It
Yes.
might have been.
Yeah. Definitely different notes.
For sure. To me, this is a little more fruit driven, but I still get that meaty, a little bit of meaty thing going on.
Beautiful fruit, and I think George, you alluded to that. South Africa is considered New World wine. So basically, Old World means kind of Europe, New World everything outside of Europe. And generally speaking, obviously when you get into details, it's not always the case. But generally speaking, you should expect more fruit on New World wines. Whereas Old World wines, lower alcohol, more earthy notes to them, more minerality because of the specific soils that Europe has. But great fruit character on
Really
great
good acidity too on this. Really good acidity.
Yeah.
This would be a good food wine.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, I love Syrah. Syrah might be my favorite red grape. I love Syrah, and then especially Northern Rhone Syrah.
Great color. Wow, I like this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep saying that. It's not just because I'm a guest here. Actually, these wines are all very good. If they were garbage, I'd tell you.
Well, George, you know, I mean, a lot of these wines, if you guys check out the product page, they get really high reviews, and they're the great price point. A lot of domestic wines, they get reviews of this caliber, are typically in a different bracket, much higher price point.
Yeah.
So this is for $26. I think is a fantastic price for Syrah wines.
Yeah, and you're talking about South Africa. This is the road less traveled. That's
Yes.
why you don't have to pay exorbitant prices. I mean, you're not. It doesn't have the gravitas in the States that it probably should. So
It
don't
does
tell
not.
anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Just only
buy
you
this
guys.
quietly and just drink it. Okay, what's our next one?
All right, man. So the last one, George. Let's go to Northern Rhone, Saint Joseph.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, so birthplace of Syrah, and there's kind of like a pecking order, right, George? Of Syrah, you know, there's the most famous communes. So you got Hermitage and Coroti, kind of at the highest end of the spectrum, basically best Syrah in the world. Then you have Cornas, and then Saint Joseph is right after that. So really great wine, and you know, this is another wine, Saint Joseph. I would say at this point, you're expected to start around $45, $50 for Saint Joseph. That's just the starting point for the wine. This is $34, which is a unicorn from the price point.
This right away. If I didn't know this was from Northern Rhone, I would know immediately when I put my nose in the glass.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's so obvious
Yeah.
that this is a Rhone Syrah. It's really, like, this is one of my favorite wines.
Yeah.
Northern Syrah, I mean, just Rhone generally, but I mean,
I think this is a good wine in the order that we tasted them.
Yeah, you're pretty smart about
Yeah,
that. You know how to do a little tasting. By the way, if you haven't come here for one of his tastings on Saturday, you're missing out. And are you still doing the food trucks on Friday?
We're doing food trucks on Saturdays now, not every Saturday. So you have to be on the newsletter or follow our social media pages to find out when the next food truck is coming.
I've been to a couple of tastings, and they were always good stuff. I mean, very reasonably priced, and all the wines were quality. You know, you may not love every single one of them.
Yeah.
You may have your favorites, but I mean, you're sitting there and drinking 4 or 5. How many wines? Did you
Five wines.
5 wines for under $20. What, 20? How much is it?
$15. 5 wines,
Oh,
$15,
that's a joke.
and
Come
different
on.
theme every single Saturday. So
Yeah.
it's fun, a lot
I mean,
of
it's
fun.
a joke. Come on.
This one is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's
Very
fantastic.
Floral.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, above the price point drinking, this is it.
Because we kind of did this on the fly. This is a little colder than you probably serve it.
Yeah.
But even with that, there's so much cherry and floral notes and meat and a little bit of smoke on the nose. This is a great wine, sub $30.
Yeah.
I mean, I would drink this on a Tuesday, and I'm a snob. I would drink this on a Friday.
Yeah.
I would serve this to people. Like if you're, as summer's coming up, you're barbecuing. Here we go, bad boy. That's a barbecue wine. Steak,
Yeah.
ribs, chicken, whatever. You just throw that on the table, everyone would be happy.
Hey, George, you mentioned a couple of great things about the thing. Smokiness and meatiness. Syrah is the great savory grape, red grape. To me, you know, Cabernet is a fruit grape, where Syrah is a savory grape. Yeah, and this is, I think, classic, prototypical Northern Rhone Syrah characteristics. The other two wines did not have these characteristics. This is like pronounced Northern Rhone.
Yeah, if you can't tell this is a Northern Rhone Syrah,
Yes.
you don't know anything about wine.
Yeah.
Like, it's so obvious. It's so blatantly obvious that this is a Northern.
But a great way to learn.
Oh,
This is a great
awesome
introduction
way to
to
learn.
Northern
Awesome way to learn.
Yeah, and the other thing is,
You can pay $75 for a wine like this to learn. And,
Yes.
and up.
Exactly.
You're doing way better.
Exactly. At this point, Tuesday night wine, you're having a fantastic wine.
Yeah.
This is a great price point for great Syrah from Saint Joseph. Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is really good. I mean, I really appreciate you inviting me to be a part of the show and to taste some really great wines. And, you know, I'm definitely going to keep these on my radar. I just bought something from you that I want to taste right away, and we'll get into that on my channel. But yeah, I'm coming back for this.
All right.
Absolutely.
And we're going to put the links to both your channels and to all these wines. George, thank you for joining the GOAT.
Igor, thank you for having me. It's been great, and I look forward to watching you on YouTube. Don't forget to comment. Give him a hard time. He needs all the help he can get in terms of his outfit, except for the hat. We got to get you some sort of an outfit. Like you gotta really have like some sort of thing going on. We gotta work on that. So, folks, in the description box, give him some ideas of how he needs to dress. I mean, you know, my T-shirt is kind of low rent. I admit it. It's just a T-shirt. You got a crazy hat over there. In fact, you should really take a picture of that. Why don't you take it off and show it to everybody? Get up close.
All right, let's go. All right, guys. For those who
Look
haven't
at
seen,
that. Okay.
the GOAT. The GOAT. All right, so the GOAT is out. Thank you so much, George, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.